Hello gang, we are nearly there. Honestly, I am so sorry, I am not ready. I've not even had a fag yet, so I'm going outside for a fag. This is the AXR GTWEC Championship. Well, I've said the C. Season 2, round 4, we're at Suzuka. Guess what, it's a little damp, mate. It's a little damp out there. I haven't even done that. Ooh, they're qualifying. 15 minutes qualifying before. I don't know how long the race is tonight. I haven't looked on Discord yet. I've got to go for a fag. Man, it's been a hectic day. What can I say? The sun's out, guns out, you know. To go and display the gun show for all to see. So, you know, there's no time for indoors. Look, I'm outside now. Sound might go a bit dappy. Sorry, guys. I'll talk what I can. I can describe the lovely fag that I'm just about to smoke. It's got an oaky flavour. Rather musty. Hang on, I'm not outside yet. Now all the neighbours can hear me because they're having a garden party. Right, I can barely see the TV because the sun's shining against it. Sound's not clicking though, too bad. Right, so here we are, round 4, 5. Speedy in the chat saying, full wet for quite a while. It looks like, yeah, it's proper damp out there, isn't it? Look, I just had to pick my wife up because she was out having dinner and it's been 45 minutes there and back and I've not had a fag. I'm not sitting down for a 1.5 hour / 2 hour stream without having a ciggy beforehand. Unless those guys want to pull over for 10 minutes, then we're just sitting here while I enjoy a smoke quick. So we can see Evil Dragon out there finding his way. Looks good. Looks good. But no one's done a full lap yet. Nano Maranello. I can hardly read it from out here, boys. I'm trying. Give me a blast. Gilelli is third. Oh, Scoops! Splash is there. I can't see what cars they're in. Too far away. Is that a G? I think they're changing cars. There's some sort of shenanigans going on. I don't know. But I think they're going to lose points, or half their points, if they choose vehicle. I think it's the guys driving the Gen X, which at the beginning of the season looked like a plush piece of machinery, has turned into the biggest headache on the grid. And I think the AMG Merc is a little bit of a letdown. So there's some guys out there, they're getting itchy, they don't want to spend 4 hours driving a pig. And so I think there's going to be car changes, but, uh-oh, what have I done? Groot's in the chat. Soggy, it's Soggy, S-O-G-G-O-Y. That's what Groot, the master above, the lord above, says. You don't need that playing in the background, that's getting annoying. Still smoking. We're only a minute in. People are going in for wets. It looked like GT Racer started this bad boy on a set of softs. That must have took him a fair while to get back around again. Come back around. So it's still Evil Dragon, but again, it's an outlap, I believe. No, he's done his outlap. This is the lap. Let's have a look at what you can see. As he's coming up over the rather fast part, coming up towards a 130R before Casio chicane, I think it's called. That's 130R, that's not fast like it usually is. Look at the front end of that car dancing all over the place. Into the chicane, coaxing that bad boy. She's on a set of wets, whatever it is. Look, Evil Dragon is in a... Oh, he's in the Gen X that we've been slagging off. So Gen X crosses the line. And no one else has yet, so... Boom, boom. Look at this. I'm doing it old-fashioned way without a keyboard because I'm stood outside. Getting a tan whilst commentating. El Frisco. I'm commentating El Frisco. Tony's in the chat saying, holy crap. And Frequency also saying, this should be interesting. Should be. I find wet races. Oh, I took a bit of a deep on that one. Sorry, guys. Ooh. Oh, I can hear that through the YouTube. That sounded bad. I'm not 60, honest. Oof. And I haven't got an iron. I don't sleep with an iron lung. Yeah, wet races, they can go two ways. As far as I've known, they can give you some absolute corkers of some battles, some absolute stonkers of races going on. Or they could end up everyone having small offs and spaced out like nothing. So we'll see what sort of what we're in for. These guys, they're all aliens though, so it's going to be absolutely tight. So far though, Evil Dragon in the Gen X, the car that no one likes, is 1.5 seconds faster than the rest of the field. Shadow in that bloody Audi, is it? Yeah, that Audi. No, is that the Audi R8? Yeah. Yeah. That's doing alright, isn't it? Second place. 1.4 seconds. He's on the... Where are the tyres? Is he on intermediates? No, he's on the wets. Sorry, I'm so far away. You guys can see it better than me. I don't know why I'm trying. Frequency in the chat saying, anyone else on inters besides someone else? I'm not sure. Hang on. I'm trying to make my way through. So Shadow is on wets. Berry Mop is on wets. Jelly is on wets. Fred Dude is on wets. Cubic Bubbles is on wets. Splash is on wets. And Nano Marinello's on wets. Inters for Nibbles. And GT is on wets. And that's your lot. So no, there's only one. There's only one madman out there on Inters. So far, the Gen X has got it covered. He's going in though. Going in. What's the radar saying? The radar is just above the line between Inters and wets. So maybe it says these that it's going to dry up. They've got a radar in their car, which we don't have about where the rain is. So far, there we go. Shadow crosses the line. In the Audi, takes pole. Then we have Harry Mop in second place. Why is all the people's names on? I thought I changed all of that. Sorry guys, you don't want to see that. Breaks the immersion. The me stood outside having a fag. So cubic bubbles, that's gonna come out. Cubic cock. I'm gonna say all sorts of weird things with cubic, but we will try. Cubic bubbles, not second fastest, because Nibbles on those intermediates, the right man on the right tyre at the right time, smashes a pole position with 3.7 seconds on the next man down the road. Everyone's got to come in and put inters on. It's blatant, and we're only just over halfway through qualifying, so there's time for these guys to get themselves onto a set of intermediates. And Harry Mop down into 4th, Evil Dragon now down into 6th, Jelly has come in, he's put some inters on, he's on an out lap. Fred Dude's been in, he's put some inters on. Splash in the, I think it's a Merc. I've got a table, I will read you all that. I'll get you up to date. As soon as I get indoors, I'll start looking at all of the shenanigans that's on, what's it called? The app that they all like using, everyone now. Is it MySpace? Friggin' hell's that app called? I've totally forgotten what it's called. Use it every day. Begins with a D. Discotheque or something. Discord, that's it. Discotheque. I'm not 60, I promise you. There's nothing wrong with being 60, but I am younger than that. Just insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. So, Nana Maranello, 10th fastest so far. He's on a set of inters. He's on an out lap. Let's get on board the Chevy Chaser and see how this... I haven't got Discord. I can't tell you what they're called. I was going to have a go. It's Scuderia begins with CH. And I always say it wrong and they get annoyed with me in chat, so I'm trying not to say it at all. Kiora. See, I want to say Kiora. I think it's Kiara. Kiara. Someone else has gone faster. Nibbles is at the top. Shadow is second fastest. GTR is third. Then we have 4th place, Cubic Bubbles. 5th, Hairy Mop. Hairy Mop on an adventure there. He's on his out lap. Evil Dragon on a lap at the moment in the Audi, and the Audi is a slippery sucker to drive, so that's going to be a huge struggle. You know what? It usually takes me 2 minutes to smoke a fag, but because I'm doing all the talking, I'm not dragging. Poof. The magic dragon lived by the sea. Looks like GTR's gone in to get himself a set of inters. Smashing it on. Look, it's nice that you're here with me for this. You're kind of... Oh, someone's had an off. It's an Audi. We're going through my sort of like pre-race procedures. You're enjoying it. I mean, you know, showing you behind the curtain. We stood out with the rabbit hutch. At some point I might have to disappear and put the rabbit in. Can't see him. That's a worry. That's concerning because I can't see. Oh yeah, I can see the rabbit. We've got holes in our fences. We found them today. He could escape. Escaping. Now look at that. You were on board there with Evil Dragon as he smashed pole position. 5.2 seconds. What's he got on? An intermediate set of tyres. The windscreen wipers are going still, so we've got to say that track is still being drizzled on. Soggy, as the Lord above said. I'm very close to the last drag, walking over towards the door like that's the one, but then I'm enticed into another one, even though it's like, you know, it's that hot smoke. You don't want to really take a drag off. But the idea of sitting down, and no one's made me a coffee. What's going on? I asked coffee. We're picking her up. I said, can you at least make me a coffee? Right then, that was last drag, guys. I'm back in the room with you. Well, not yet. Here we are in the room, we are present, omnipresent, I am involved, okay, 2 more minutes left of qualifying. Oh, my cup of joe's here, lovely. And now, the next one is that my iPad? That is my iPad, but I can't see my stand. Where's my trusty stand? Here we go, now I'm ready, guys, look at that, sorry. My wife says sorry. Right. Calm down, everyone. I'm here. We're all right. We're just a little bit late. They could have postponed, couldn't they, for 13.5 minutes, and we would have all been gravy. But like the trains at Auschwitz, AXR waits for no man. Right. Thank you, Alexa. Didn't ask you anything. So, yes, you should... No, you didn't hear your name, okay? Your time to rule is not yet, Alexa. You just wait. Right. So Evil Dragon sat on pole by 9/10 of a second. Nano Maranello in his Scuderia Chiara is in second. Third, because Harry Mop, has he just done it? He has just put it in there. Oof. Mr. Sexy Harry Mop has gone in there and he has delved deep, knuckle deep, and found himself a third place because Mr. Nibles has now got in there. And Nibles is on a roll, I can tell thee. He drives for Stasilla Racing. Look at me, I'm nearly there. I'm nearly at their Discord. Nearly there. I'm nearly there. Bloody discotheque, what's going on? Right, yes. Scuderia Chiara. Boom. Nibles drives for Stasilla, that's it. Stasilla is leading this championship by 139 points in that McLaren. Look at this. Did you see the transition into professionalism? We're in the last lap now. We've got to see who's close to the line. I can't even tell you where the line is. Who's the next to cross the line? He's just crossed the line. Shadow, he was in the rain, he was doing a lot better. As it dried out, it did not go so well for him. Who's your next bugger on coming across? This is it. This is, oh, it's GT Racer who also was up there. Has he torn? No, 3 seconds. Oh, we're seeing something exciting here in the last lap. Don't touch the curbs, our lad. If you touch the curbs, you'll go wee. I don't know if that was a farmer or a pirate, kind of transition between the two. So, GT Racer, the next one to cross the line with a little wiggle on. He was 3 seconds up. He needs 4.5 seconds to pip Shadow. And, oh, he gets it. There he goes, 9th place. Small battles, you've got to take them when you can. Next man is Evil Dragon, who's sitting in pole, 3.4 seconds. Nibles is on a run as well, just behind him. Evil Dragon's got to make this one count. His intermediates are screaming for mercy. It's dry tyre temperatures out there at the moment. And Evil Dragon crossing the line, stays in pole. Where does Nibles go from here? Where do we go from here? Harry Mop is coming around the corner. When we come here, when we come down, I'm really thinking. And there he comes, Harry Mop. He wants to take pole in the BMW, but he gets nothing. Nibles, can he pip it? Can he pip it? Can he pip it? No, he goes faster, very close, but not quite a cigar. And no one's giving him one. And here we go, we got Nano Maranello coming across the line, juttering away. He goes faster up to 4th. Then we've got Splash in the AMG, crossing the line, stays in 7th, even though he goes faster. Then Fred Dude's done, is he? Oh, everyone's done. It's all right. Calm down, I get to see the results. That was shoddy, I know. I'm sorry. Evil Dragon is on pole. What a great qualifying session that I was hardly involved in. Nibles joins him on the front row. Then we've got another Finnish driver, Gillier, in 3rd. Then we've got Nano Maranello starting 4th, Harry Mop in 5th, Fred Dude 6th, 7th for Splash, 8th for Cubic Bubbles, and 9th a GT Racer. That was intense. We saw that right there near the end. And Shadow lining up at the back with the wooden spoon. Now, And, oh yeah, Genesis on pole. It's great. But Nano Maranello, them be fighting talk, man. Skill got him on pole. He always said that the Genesis is fast over one lap. It's just not good on tyre wear. So, yeah, still waiting. Maybe I shouldn't read them things. Maybe I should do this. Let the bickering commence behind the background. And I'll just say, Evil Dragon did a great job putting it on pole. And then the McLaren. Now, something sounds like it changed. Not yet. Not yet, sir. Not yet, indeed. Then we've got the Aston Martin, 3rd place. Fantastic stuff. And 4th for Nano Maranello. Then Harry Mop in the Clockwork Motorsports Beamer. I think that is the Apex team. I'm not sure, though. Fred Dude in the other AXR team of Genesis X. Well, top AXR. I don't think Splash is in the Merc. He's another AX driver. Cubic Bubbles driving for someone. GT Racer. Driving for Clockwork Motorsport. And Shadow for Garage 96, I think. No, not that button. This button. Are we racing yet? What's the delay? Oh, he said good luck. There we go. Sorry, guys. I'm all of a thunder. Don't know what I'm doing, do I? I don't even know how long this race is still. Hang on. Where's league details? Holy guacamole. So, on Spectate, it'll tell me anyway, won't it, when I get here? Do this quickly, because, you know, they can't remember, ever. And Fred Dude is not on pole. It's having that weird glitch. We're looking at Evil Dragon on pole. Fred Dude is way down the order. Not way down, he's 5th, 6th. And here we go, ready for a start here at Suzuka. I didn't even tell you what track. Suzuka in the wets. Evil Dragon on a set of wets, pulls away. Nibblers in the 320 on the intermediates. Seemed to have a bit of a better start, but Evil Dragon pulled across the front of him, and he had to lift off, I imagine, losing a bit of time. Nano Maranello had a great start against the Beamer, who didn't get off the line as well as Nano and Maranello's Chevy. Then Cubic Bubbles looks like he's had a great start up into 5th. Red Dude, a bit of a cumbersome start in the Gen X. Oh no, I think that's where he started. Shadow in the Audi. GT Race has gone up in 8th. Harry Mops had a massive drop down to 9th, and Splash also in the Merc has dropped. But Nibblers has got the pole. Nibblers has got the position away from Evil Dragon. We can see, if we can quickly see that, it looks like he's already made the move as we were looking around the field. And we missed it. I do apologise for that. So Nibblers is off now in the 320 as Evil Dragon tries to tame the beast that is the Gen X. Nano Maranello in there in the Chevy, looking strong in the wet. And it's only just wet. Oh, it's very wet on the curbs. And oh no, Nibblers has dropped here. He's dropped here like it's hot. And that puts Evil Dragon back into the lead with Nano Maranello in 2nd. Jelly up to 3rd. Cubic Bubbles now in 4th. The Canadian is flying high with Fred Dude up into 5th. Shadow moves up to 6th. GT Racer now in 7th. We're hearing him up in 8th. Splash in the Merc in 9th. And Nibblers has to do it all again. Oh no, Nano Maranello's gone now. It's getting wetter. It must be getting wetter. Nano Maranello struggling to get the car straight as Nibblers comes around, and that is why we don't talk big in the chat for things like that. Evil Dragon's goose in the back end. They're pushing so hard, these guys. They don't know what grip they've got. It's the first lap out there. J is there in 2nd place ahead of Cubic, but Cubic looks like he's all up, and he's got his number. You got your number? I've got your number. So Cubic there in 3rd place. I can't remember what car it is. Should we guess? Beamer? Is it anything on the wheel? It's a Mercedes, no? Yeah, it's Merc. It's a Merc. And there we go. Cubic getting lots more grip than Jerry did as they go into the chicane. He makes the move. Set of wet tyres versus a set of wets. So it's just down to car choice. The Merc is finding more grip here at Suzuka, but the sliding. Evil Dragon in the Gen X, just keeping it clean, keeping it straight, but coming down here, full throttle. This will be the fastest part of the track where they have to hang on the brakes, and he's gone a little wide on the curves, but he survived. What about everyone else? They seem to be doing okay. This would be where I'd say danger zone is most likely. Nibblers gets through as well, and Nano Maranello playing catch-up from the back after a spin at the top of the hill. Evil Dragon doing what he needs to do. 4 seconds lead at the moment. I still don't know how long this race is. Oh, it's a 2-hour one. We're on a 4-hour stint tonight, boys. My God, we might have a break midway. And Cubic Bubbles. Cubic Muscles. Cubic Muscle. He's sliding that Merc all over the place. GL is just not finding any cohesion with the track. At the moment, he is losing positions left, right and centre. He's on the tyre. It must be set up, maybe set up for a drier race. And he's just not finding the grip that he wants. And GT Racer has come to life in this race. Look at him. Look at him go. I think he's the Apex, actually. He's in the Chevy, the Apex team, and the Beamer's the Vita Delta squad. Look, if you don't know who drives for what team by now, I went through it a lot on round 1. Wait for round 2, because Stiggs knows. He knows who drives for what car. So, oh, a little penalty there as Evil Dragon drifts it through Spoon, showing off. He is 5.7 seconds in the lead. Cubic really struggling with the AMG. It's stepping out on him all over the place. And look at the Audi. Where did the Audi come from? Shadow starting from a very back, I believe, because GTR beat him in the very final moments. And maybe it wasn't Shadow. Maybe it was Splash. I'm not sure. But Shadow for Garage 96 is come to life in the Audi. But we saw that early doors. If you remember, early doors in qualifying, the Audi did look very good in the wet. It's a very good wet car. And it's going up against second place, backs off out of that one, knows it isn't the place to go for the move. And oh, a Beamer going in late there. What was that? Hairy Mop, very late on Fred Dude, unless Fred Dude made a mistake we didn't see. That looked like proper throwing it in there, very boxed up at the back here. The mist we can barely see. There's Splash. He didn't have a great start. He's up to 6th now. GT Racer's just dropped a position. He's going for that move on Jail. Jail's out on the curbs. They're both going side by side into the first corner and the second corner. And yes, GT Racer gets the move done. Superb stuff. And it's Cubic next on his list, who's still chasing down Shadow, who's finding a real good rhythm in the Audi at the moment. As you can see how wet it is on the curbs. They are splashing all over the place. So Evil Dragon leads this race by 6.5 seconds. Again, sideways action. That's why your tyres don't last. Shadow there in second. Cubic. Oh, so yeah, Cubic in third still. GT Race is the one chasing down Cubic. Jelly is there in the Aston Martin. That's it, Aston Martin, 5th place. He had a great start, but he's slipping down the order in that Aston Martin. It's looking very slippery. A few of these cars suddenly looking slippery. Hairy Mop trying to get on top of the BMW here at the moment, and Splash with the Mercedes chasing it down, and Fred Dude slipping down the order from earlier is now in 8th in the Gen X, with Nibblers we saw having a big off in the McLaren. He was leading. He was just wet. First lap situation. And then Nano Maranello's lost more time now to Nibblers. He was just behind him. Here we go then. Evil Dragon, 5 seconds. He's picked up another penalty. I'm guessing he's cutting some line somewhere, or going wide somewhere that he's not meant to be. Shadow, I mean, he can afford them. He can afford half a second here and there. But Shadow is getting good pace out of that Audi, so he's got to watch himself. Cubic somehow is staying ahead of GT Racer, but GT Racer's going for the move now. 4 Clockwise Motorsport, he's up the inside, and he's not quite through yet on the Mercedes. And the Mercedes staying there just to be awkward too. GT Racer, but GT Racer gets the move done before 130R. He's through, and he's up and in. No, he's not. No, he's not. And, oh yes, he is, sorry. I went down one instead of up one. So GT Racer is through and up into third, but we've got a lot of cars, a lot of cars all in one place here. We've got Jelly, we've got Hairy Mop, we've got Fred Dude, and Splash. Camera can't even keep up with them. And Nibblers as well has caught up to the back of those guys. Nibblers still on those intermediates. I think he's the only one on a set of intermediates out there at the moment. And it is in intermediate territory, so Nibblers will suddenly start finding a little bit more grip. As Evil Dragon did a 2:28.6 last time out. Shadow a 2:26, 2 seconds faster. Then we've got this whole crew here. GT Racer, Cubic, Jelly. Let's get on board with Nibbles, because he's just about got the right tyres on now. Let's see how he gets on. He's got Splash only a 10th behind him in the Mercedes. I think he's already pulled the move on him. He's looking to get the move done now on Fred Dude. Fred Dude looking at the back of the Beamer of Hairy Mop. This is cracking. Shadow is closing the gap to Evil Dragon out in the lead. And there we go. Oh, Fred Dude gets a beautiful move as Nibbles follows through as well. And both of them take Hairy Mop, and Nibbles gives Fred Dude a little nudge into that corner to help him through. Probably thinks you braked a little early there, Fred. Let me help you. Nibbles at the moment getting purple laps because he's on the right tyre. And it is drying up now. Who's going to make the call first? You see, 2-hour race. You really want to lean on your fuel tank in a 2-hour race, not your tyres. So it drying up, and we don't know what it says on their radar. There may be more rains coming. It just might be a little dry patch. I'm clueless to what the weather will do. I don't know if it's just going to keep drying or if it's going to come back again. So the wet drivers, the guys on the wet tyres, they've got big questions to ask themselves. Meanwhile, Nibbles is thinking, oh no, will I have to stop for dries at this point? I imagine the wet guys, if they're aware there's someone on inters, would know they'd stay out, so they've got to stay out just for that sake. And look at Shadow absolutely pulverising the lead that Evil Dragon had. It was up to, what, 7 seconds at some point? And now it's down to just under 3 seconds. GT Racer as well dropping Cubic Bubbles. Cubic Bubbles a second now behind. Fred Dude up into 5th place. With Nibbles in 6th. Hairy Mop in 7th. Splash now. Jelly has gone in. Jelly's gone in. He is making the call. Is he going to go dries? That's a brave move if he's going to go dries. They look dry. I don't know why, but they look dry to me. No, they had grip, didn't they? Oh, let me go back. Yeah, I think they've got... I think he's going inters. We'll see, we'll see. It's a brave move because the weather seems changeable at the moment. Evil Dragon still leads. He's pulled a little bit away from Shadow. Shadow's had a slip. And GT Racer is now closing the gap. So Shadow having a slip up in that lap. And GT Racer is finding ground on the Audi. The Audi, he doesn't like the dry weather. Now, what did... Oh, Jelly has gone softs. And he's picked up a 3-second penalty for crossing the line. But that's the thing, when you're coming out the pits, it's still absolutely sodden wet. But that still might work out for him. Let's not write that one off. Nano Marinello has caught up with Splash. He was 11 seconds behind. He's got the purple lap. Oh, he's getting purples all the way around now, Nano Marinello. He's found his groove. See, these cars seem changeable. And now, oh no, Hairy Mop and Cubic Bubbles got into something. Cubic Bubbles ended up out on the wides and no grip. And Hairy Mop now up into 5th. Nibbles in 6th with those intermediates still chasing Fred Dude. Evil Dragon then leads this race 4 seconds. He's pulling away. The Audi losing its superpower as the track dries out. And GT Racer, the Chevy, is coming on strong. It's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on. It's there. Look at that. What a shot. What a beautiful shot that was we had. The one from behind. The one at the front cut half of the Audi out. But there we go, GT Racer. But no, Shadow is still there. This is a fight almighty, and the Audi back ahead, and he's wiggling. No, he's got it under control, and GT Racer's chasing him down, and the camera decided not to move. Ridiculous. Keep up with the action, Kaz. So Shadow keeps that position, but it's only a matter of time. GT Racer seems to be a lot faster. He's going for a late break into turn 1. Has he got the grip? Whoa, he has, man alive. He took a lot of gambles, a lot of risks to get that position, and man alive, did he get it. Nibbles gets the move on Fred Dude as that track looks virtually dry. Nibbles has barely used his intermediates, and he's got the fastest lap time. Hairy Mop then on the wets, chasing down Fred Dude. It's very tight, it's very close. Splash in the Merc in 7th. He's only 1.5 seconds behind Hairy Mop, but he's got Nano Marinello, who's going very swiftly at the moment, very close behind. Cubic and Bubbles has come in. He's put a set of softs on, and Gel is still trying to get used to his softs. Don't push on him, Jelly. Don't push on him. Cruise, my friend. The track will come. The tyres, they're not going to be up to temperature for a while yet because of the wet track. You gotta cruise with me, baby. Let's cruise with me. But Cubic Bubbles, he seems to have been adapted well to the soft tyre, and this could be a super move for Cubic Bubbles. We'll see. Evil Dragon at the moment at 211.6 last time around. GT Racer at 211.6 matches the leader. Shadow is a 212.7. The Audi dropping off the pace. Nibbler's 211.6. We had 3 cars do 211.6s in that last lap. That is astounding. Fred Dude a 212.4 with Harry Mop a 211.9. Harry Mop giving it some massive drift, and he picks her up. No, he still hasn't captured the back end of the Beamer, and Nano Marinello likes the look of that. He looks like he's got himself past Splash at some point, and Nano Marinello on the move. Cubic Bubbles could have beat them all with this one move. He seems to be going in the general right direction in the Mercedes. He doesn't seem to be suffering with the grip that we thought that we saw Jelly dealing with. Whew, but Evil Dragon goes fastest of all with a 211.5. We ended a half set of worn wets, and he's used half a tank of fuel, and we are 15 minutes into the race. GT Racer also nearly half a tank of fuel. Well, it's not fair, is it? It's about 55% fuel, and he is pulling away from Shadow. Shadow's gone wide. Nibblers has gone up. Remember, Nibblers, he led this race on lap 1. He slung it off. He went to the back of the queue. And now, because of his intermediate tyres, he is rising like a phoenix. And now there's a dash for the pits. Nano Marinello's gone in. He's put some dries on. He's not ahead of Cubic. Oh, my Lord. Splash has come in, but he's spun it on the wet stuff. And that is so easily done when you're flooring it. And there is Cubic behind Nano Marinello. He's at 4.2 seconds. He's got to hope Nano Marinello has a few little slip-ups trying to get used to the soft tyre. And Splash then picking up that penalty and giving us a lovely twirl as he left the pits. And oh yeah, it's permanent damage, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot. He's got the damage on the front there. I said he's had that damage since he left the pits. He's gone fastest though. Gel's soft starting to come to him, and they'll be well aware, the rest of the teams out there will be well aware that the soft tyres are giving them some super times, nearly 6 seconds faster than the leader. So they're all going to just have to come into the pits. Nibblers might not. He's 3 seconds slower than the fastest man on track. 4 seconds slower than the man on the fastest track. Still a lot of time to give up, isn't it? But these guys, they're losing too much time on the leader. They have no choice but to come in on the leader, on the guys on soft tyres at the back here. Harry Mop still on the wet. Shadow still on the wet. Shadow struggling. Look at it. He's torn those rear tyres. He's gonna have to come in, like it or not. Nano Marinello is the top man on soft tyres. Then we've got Cubic Bubbles on soft tyres. He's lost even more time now to Nano Marinello. Nano Marinello is on fire. There's Evil Dragon. He's come in. Splash on the soft tyres, and he's being caught up by Gel, who's already got a little damage. And Nibblers does stay out with those mediums. Everyone else in now. Nibblers, have you paid a big gamble here? Because it's definitely dry. It's definitely a dry track. How many people are going to get caught out coming out the pits? Who'll be the first? Evil Dragon, take it easy coming out the pits. Softly. Very soft on that accelerator. Do not floor it. There he goes. How about GT Racer? He's done it as well. And Cubic's up to 4th now because they can't get out the pit lane. Unbelievable stuff. Harry Mock's gained position as well. Shadow managed to get out. I think he did not spin. He's in 7th. Fred Dude, I think, had a spin and damaged the rear end. Jelly is there in 9th, and Splash is out in the front, in the back. Nibblers then. What's the... lovely shot. Nano Marinello is catching up Nibblers. It's not much, actually. And there is Evil Dragon on a set of medium tyres in 3rd place with Cubic Bubbles in softs. It really has come to him. Oh, he give Evil Dragon a nasty bump into the corner, and everyone's given Evil Dragon a smash, and that's damaged his car. And it's gone a little wrong down there. Him up into third, GT Racer into fourth. Whilst these guys, Fred Dude also gains, Jelly, also Cubic and Evil Dragon costing, well, I mean, Evil Dragon's got no damage on. Poor old, Evil Dragon. Cubic Bubbles has got no damage on. But that did not go well for Evil Dragon there. He got bopped up the back by Cubic Bubbles. I mean, it's changeable weather, different tyres. He's on mediums, Cubic Bubbles on softs. He just brakes later, wasn't expecting it. These things happen. We can't dwell on it. Shadow there on a set of mediums in 9th. He came out of the pits in 7th. He's lost time. He must have spun. Nibbles has come in. He knows the pace out there on soft tyres. He's just going to lose too much. He's probably been seeing how Nano Maranello's been closing in, closing. No one filled up either in the pits. Now will Nibbles take on fuel and go later into the race? Nano Maranello on half a tank of fuel. Set of racing softs into the lead. Smashing stuff. Jelly, who we thought it was all over and done with, was the first, wasn't he, to come in for the set of soft tyres. And it didn't pay off first of all, but now it's starting to pay off. Nibbles is back out again, and he manages not to spin in the pit lane. Unbelievable stuff. That pit lane's cost a lot of people a lot of positions this race. And Nibbles still in second, 15 seconds behind Nano Maranello. And he did put fuel in. He's put fuel in. Brilliant stuff. Race on. Jelly. So we've got the two finished drivers very close to each other on track. Great stuff. GT Racer in the Chevy, not too far behind with softs. Then we got Him up in the BMW, sliding around. He's got a little bit of aero damage on the front. He's not getting, he'll be understeering, which he does not want. Cubic Bubbles somehow not getting any damage from his collision with Evil Dragon. Fred Dude in the Genesis X is carrying a bit of damage, because that's when he came out the pits. He did a spin like many others have before him. Then we have Evil Dragon, who just got absolutely gangbanged by everyone. Oh, Fred Dude, is that? No, that's Evil Dragon. Evil Dragon, that damage. It's the suspension. He's going to have to come in. Was that not him off the road? Oh, no, it was Fred Dude. Oh, it's still wet down there under the bridge. Oh, the weather go where I've gone before. So under the bridge must be still slippery, and Fred Dude and Splash, the two AXR team members, being caught out by the standing water. And there we go, Nano and Maranello for Scuderia Chiara is having an absolute blast at the moment. 18-second lead on Nibbles, who's waiting for his soft tyres to get up to temperature, and we're only 20 minutes into this 2-hour race. Yes, you heard it right. 120 minutes, I think, of racing around Suzuka, and then their friends are going to take over and do another stint, and there'll be 2 stints of 2 hours, which will be a 4-hour race. All the points are totted up, and it's all added to a table. And Stacilla Racing at the moment, who you're looking at in second place, is leading that championship table. Shirley has had an absolute cracking job. He's there in third, but GT Racer is fancying it. He's all up and in the Aston Martin's business. And let's just sit back and enjoy a little bit of this 3-way battle here. All of them on racing soft tyres. The windscreen wiper's still going on GT Racer. If you think he got frantic and hit a load of buttons on his wheel. Oh yeah, warm brew going down real well. Oh. So where are we? We are at Suzuka for round 4 of the AXR GTWEC. GT3? No, GTWEC. Season 2, and what a banger has happened so far. So we're on board with a GT Racer 2, which I think is for clock. Oh no, one little nudge of a curb. Look what happens. Oh my gosh. That was epic, wasn't it? Excuse me. So here we are on board. We were on board. Look, it was really from nothing, a little bit out on the curb, and there she goes. Wow, that was violent, wasn't it? It was violent and no need for it. But poor old GT Racer then, as he lost a position. Hairy Mop, as his teammate is through in the BMW. And GT Racer, at least he's picked up no damage up. It could have been worse. But Evil Dragon back in this. Is he still not gone in and fixed that? He's got himself ahead of Cubic Bubbles. Cubic Bubbles must have had some sort of nightmare, because he's ended up behind Evil Dragon, who we saw. Oh, it wasn't him having an off, was it? It was Splash. Fred Duke still carrying that damage. They seem to be living with the damage. And Shadow with no damage on medium tyres, chasing down Fred Dude, who's on the mediums. Now the Gen X drivers could argue that they have no choice, that softs are just no good for them. And there's Splash, he's got aero damage at the front as well, so we've got the walking wounded out there at the moment. Nano Maranello for Scuderia Chiora, they are 4th in the championship on 75 points, 5 points behind Clockwork Apex. And this is going to be great for them if they can maintain this position. Nibbles, though, the leading team, Stacilla Racing, 139 points. And I mean, when I say leading, they are 41 points ahead of the next place, which is Speedbots Motorsport, which I don't think either of them are here. I might be wrong, but I don't think. Oh yeah, Jelly. They might be the Speedbots. I can't be 100% sure, but no, I don't think they are. I think they're Humble Guys Racing Team Florida, Finland. So no, I don't think Speedbots are here. No, there you go. Frequency saying Speedbots are not here, so no points for Speedbots today. That's going to give Clockwork, Apex and Scuderia Chiara an absolute pounding of a chance to get ahead. Frequency, that was in the chat, saying Speedbots are not here. So no show. My lord, that coffee was nice. Just what I needed. And a Maranello. Sun beating down on a lovely day here in Japan for a glorious GT race at Suzuka. And at the moment it is the Chevy. Oh no. Oh, someone's joined. That's all right. I thought someone left. I got concerned. So Nano Maranello leads from the championship leader, Nibbles. 20 seconds Nibbles has got to find in that McLaren. It's not undoable. Look at the fuel. Quarter of a tank for the Chevy and just under 3/4 of a tank for the McLaren. Then we have the BMW on half a tank. The Humble Guys Racing Team Finland chasing him down with Hairy Mop for Clockwork Motorsports. And I think the BMW is Vertex for some reason, but I don't know. It could be the other way around. Evil Dragon having a good race so far, and I think we've sorted out the how to sort the tyre wear out on the Genesis X. Just smash both the front and the back in and break a bit of suspension, and your tyre wear doesn't seem to go down as bad. GT Racer on the softs. Saw him having a big spin earlier. He's trying to catch up with Evil Dragon. Evil Dragon doing a 205.4. Last time around, 211.6 for GT Racer. And I don't think that was because of his spin. That must have just been, he must have had a bit of a poor lap. Cubic Bubbles pacing himself out there in 7th place, ahead of Fred Dude, who's carrying a lot of damage, still doing 204.4s. But Nano Maranello's in the 2 minutes. That's 4 seconds off of fastest lap. Shadow being overtaken by Splash and Shadow out at the back, putting on a show. And the Mercedes and that Shadow really, I mean, Shadow, it's not Shadow, it's the Audi, really does not like it dry. He likes a wet ground to play on. And Maranello extending that lead. Nibbles can't get anything less than a 201 in that McLaren around here at Suzuka, and if anything, he's being caught up by his fellow countrymen. Not really, he did a 202 and Nibbles did a 201, so yeah, not caught up, but He's being matched. Jerry getting purples as he makes his way around. Great shot going through the Ferris wheel. We are 28. Oh no, Nibblers, has he had an off? Oh, I think he had an off, you know. Something happened. I heard sand and stones being kicked around all over the place. And Nibblers then having to defend off the Aston Martin. And I want to look, but I don't want to cut away just in case something happens here. Have you got this, Nibbler? Oh, the Aston Martin playing dare with the edge of the track. And that has probably given Nibblers the little bit he needs to take a breather. It's so tight. I've got a replay to look at. Oh, but this is where he's going to get the toe through the fast part. And the Aston Martin looking with intent to make a move on second place, but it looks okay now. So let's have a look, see if it remembers it. So here we go. We saw it off camera. If it goes off camera again, I'll bloody throttle it. And we had a lot of stones and shingle. No? Just a little slide, nothing major, nothing major. It's all right. All under control. If anything, he probably did it on purpose, just to look good. So Nano Maranello's 23 seconds. Nothing can stop the Chevy. It is low on fuel, remember. It is low on fuel. Half a tank of fuel for Nibbles. Jerry just under half a tank of fuel. He's carrying that damage very well. Pair him up there in the BMW. We've got 4 different constructors in the top 4. That's cracking stuff. You can see it's not like one car dominating, isn't it? And then we've got the next Chevy. So we've got the 2 Clockwork Motorsport guys in 4th and 5th place. Evil Dragon. I'm just checking leads as well. Evil Dragon in 6th. Remember, Evil Dragon led this race at the very beginning quite well. But at the moment, the tyres seem to be behaving. So far, fingers crossed for Evil Dragon. All is going well. Oh, again, GT Racer sounds like he's kicking up stones. We're looking at the wrong person through that corner every time. Keep hearing it, but not seeing it. Then Cubic Bubbles. He's low on fuel now as Cubic Bubbles. He's going to have to come in. He's going to have to make a pit stop. And Fred Dude in 8th place also needs some fuel, with Splash needing fuel and Shadow not needing fuel. So interesting stuff. There'll be movement down at the back here. So who's the first one who's going to need it? Not him, not him. Oh, it'll be Harry Mop maybe. No, the top 3. Oh no, Nano must have to. He's killing those lap times right now because he knows he's going to have to come in. Change those tyres. An hour and a half left on the clock. He's already made a pit stop. I don't think he took fuel on board, so I think fuel's lasting about 30 minutes. So, and there goes Harry Mop. Harry Mop's come in already. So did Nano go round? He did. Brave move. Nibblers 24 seconds, but half a tank of fuel. Jerry and Harry Mop in. Then the next person, GT Racer. No, he doesn't have to come in, and nor does Evil Dragon. The rest of them, though. Cubic opts to stay out. Cubic stays out and goes faster than he's gone. And Splash comes in. Shadow stays out. But Splash and Fred Dude both have to come in for fuel and to fix some damage. So finally, they can have a fixed car. Harry Mop goes out of the dry pit lane. Still a little damp in that pit lane, though. They can't floor it all the way. And Harry Mop onto the track. Fresh tyres. And a full tank of fuel just behind Shadow, who is on medium tyres with quarter of a tank of fuel. So he's got the weight. But Harry Mop has got a lot more grip. Cubic carrying a half a second penalty. And not much fuel on board. Has to come in this next stop. Evil Dragon waiting for that fuel to go because he wants to make a pit stop. Man alive, does he need a pit stop just to fix everything. Nano Maranello 14 seconds now. Why he's made a big boo-boo on this lap. He's got to have had. Nibblers didn't pit. Did he? 14 seconds. He's lost on this lap alone. I don't know if he's had to eke off for fuel, but that is definitely going to put Nibles into the lead of this race. Oh, we're going to get something in the chat. Speedy saying spun it. Now there you go. That's why that lead has gone from 24 seconds to 14 seconds. Nibles retakes the lead like he was on the first 2 or 3 corners before he slung the McLaren at the scenery in the wet. And now, some 33.5 minutes later, he retakes the lead with Gilly in second place, and Nano Maranello rejoins the track in third. Only half a tank of fuel. He's only put in half a tank of fuel. Interesting stuff. So GT Racer, still no need for a pit stop in that Chevy. Evil Dragon, still no need for a pit stop. Then we've got Shadow, who's being caught by Hairy Mop on a set of soft tyres, and there isn't much you can do to defend against a set of soft tyres. Cubic Bubbles into the pits, definitely needing a pit stop. Splash just recently making a pit stop, might end up ahead of the fellow Merc. And then Fred Dude not far behind, and he's had all his stuff fixed, so they've got nice brand new cars, and they're coming up towards the danger zone. Cubic Bubbles has been released. Can he stay ahead of them? You can see Fred Dude there. Splash, they're going to get to corner turn 1 at the same time. Splash easily in, had the momentum, and it's Merc on Merc action. Beautiful stuff there. And Splash on a fairly fresh set of racing softs, and just over half a tank of fuel. And Cubic Bubbles looks like half a tank of fuel is the choice. No, Fred Dude deciding to go full tanks, full beebs on those bad boys. So Nibles, is looking after that fuel quite tremendously at the moment, and Jerry is also doing it. The 2 Finnish drivers up at top and front centre, whatever you like to say, they are the alpha race on this small little rock that floats around the sun. Whoa, 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 Jay is making big actions in the Aston Martin, slinging it into that final corner, scaring the bejeebers out of all of us. Nano Maranello in third spot, but he's got a pit stop, fresher tyres. This is race on. And then we got GT Racer, who's had some sort of adventure this afternoon, and he is still going strong out there in the Chevy, chasing down the Chevy. 8.7 seconds. He's got 11 seconds on Evil Dragon that's coming in now. Shadow still doesn't need to come in, and he's being chased by Hairy Mop, so that's going to put Evil Dragon down into 7th place, nearabouts with Splash. We'll have quite a battle going on down here. Cubic Bubbles ahead of Fred Dude. This is crazy. It's crazy stuff. Fred Dude is very fast. To see him at the back, there is certainly some synergy problems between him and the Gen X, the Genesis X, because Fred Dude is incredibly fast. I can vouch. Nibles is 6.6 second lead on Jerry, who is 3.6 seconds. So Nano Maranello really pushing on now. The American is starting to squeeze the finish. GT Racer, desperately, she needs a new set of tyres soon. Although the tyre wear it doesn't really affect it until they're all red. And those tyres aren't all red yet. Shadow still ahead of Hairy Mop. Hairy Mop unable to get those soft tyres to get him propelled ahead of the Audi. And Shadow doing a great job for Garage 96 right now. And a superb job, but he's going to need fuel. He's going to have to go and get some Go Juice. The Go Juice is running out in his car. The man needs a top up. Splash then, half tank of fuel. 22 seconds, but I thought he'd be closer. Hang on. No, Evil Dragon is behind them all. What happened? Oh my lord. Evil Dragon, that was who I was looking for. I thought he'd be ahead, well, behind Splash, but ahead of Cubic Bubbles. But it looks like Evil Dragon has had an issue, and it's the 2 Genesis X's down at the rear of the pack, and it does not look good. For that man, AequepaX had a big off as well. AequepaX had an off. He's affected Evil Dragon, but he's not damaged it. Evil Dragon will be sick of that Valvoline Mercedes. It's twice he's come across it, but this time it hasn't caused damage, and poor old Cubic Bubbles he's had a cracking race. It's such a shame it's gone this way for him. I mean, it's only 38 minutes into the race. We've still got a hell of a lot of race to go, with 81 minutes of racing still to go here, so twice as much as what's already gone. So it's not over by a long shot, it's just more difficult.
Because the Mercedes kept battering us, giving us lots of damage.
And in the chat, Ethan saying we're behind because the Mercedes kept battering and giving us lots of damage. No, I think what you're saying, what, Fred Dude, or yeah, but he come out of the pits. I meant after the pit stop, Evil Dragon, he was behind Splash ahead of Fred Dude. But yeah, I know he had damage from, I think, Cubic Bubbles. But I don't think Cubic Bubbles, I don't think it was intentional. I just think Cubic Bubbles was on soft tyres and Evil Dragon was on mediums and in a drying track, and I honestly don't think there was anything sinister about it. Just one of those racing things. Maybe Cubic could have been a little bit earlier on his brakes, but you know what it's like when you're in the zone. You're just racing, and then you suddenly think, why the hell are they braking so early? You don't think, oh, they've got medium tyres on or something. So yeah, you know, you got to see both sides of the story. I understand in the heat of the moment it's like, oh, they've ruined our race, but I mean, his race is ruined as well, and I'm sure that's not what he was hoping for. And it's just, you know, you gotta put your cares elsewhere. You gotta see what it is. It's just an unfortunate happening, and care that someone else is trying to take over the world rather than someone bumped you up the bump. You know, in a computer game. Nano Maranello 6.7 seconds behind Nibles now, and Nibles is going to be coming in. No, not really. In the next, what, 5 laps possibly. And Nano Maranello getting the fastest lap on the track. GT Racer up to third. Look at him, barely no tyre left, no rubber on that Chevy, and he needs some go-go juice. Harry Mop looking good then, 15 seconds behind GT Racer. And GT Racer definitely into the pits at the end of this one. And now that has recently pitted, I take it, the Aston Martin, because it was behind Nibblers. But yeah, he must have pitted, sorry, I've missed a chunk out somewhere in my head. Splash then, 6th, he was dead last not that long ago. Coming back with Fred Dude, chasing him up, and Fred Dude going fastest of everyone so far on a comeback. Don't call it a comeback, I was here all along. Kyle in the chat saying, oh yeah, let's go, you washed up hairy mop. Let's go, you washed up hairy mop. Look at you in 4th, hey, in the Beamer, ahead of the Aston Martin by 4.5 seconds. And the race is going well for Clockwork Motorsport at the moment. Nibbles in the lead, but he is definitely being caught by Nano Maranello. Nano Maranello is finding some extraordinary pace in that Chevy at the moment, and Nibbles just cannot counter that speed. He cannot match it. There goes GT Racer. Hairy Mop could be up and into 3rd place. A podium position. Stand up and say it loud. It's Hairy Mop in 3rd. The Yank. Oh, it's 2 Americans and a Finnish driver in the top 3 here at Suzuka. Jelly is there in 4th. The French-sounding Finnish driver.
We are saving fuel to switch strategy now. This is exciting.
Fred Dude then 58 out of that one, and GT Racer coming out of the pits, a set of medium tyres, 3/4 of a tank. He's got 12 seconds, 9 seconds in hand, 8 seconds in hand on Fred Dude. So I reckon not too much concern, but Fred Dude is doing some intense lap times at the moment, and Hairy Mop there in third place. Frequency says we are saving fuel to switch strategy. Now, this is exciting, and I think he's Drusilla Racing, so I think we're talking that Nibbles now is having to change strategy, which is giving Nano Marinello a shout to come back at him. And it is exciting. Look at this. Nano Marinello right on his case. This is for the lead. Nibbles does need to make a pit stop. Oh, I wish I'd remembered when I said about 4 or 5 laps. It hasn't been 4 or 5 laps. Probably been about 2 laps ago I said. He's got about 4 or 5 laps on board. But Nibbles then, is he going to sling it in this time? No, he's taking it around. Another go. And Nano Marinello chasing him down.
Strategies. Rolling on the floor laughing.
I've got my glasses. I don't know why I keep struggling trying to read those. Excuse me. And Ethan saying, you guys do different strategies. He's on strategy B at the moment. They've moved to strategy B. Okay. Everyone's got different strategies. So Nibbles there, changing from strategy A to strat B. Whilst Nano and Marinello pushes on. Hairy Mop doing an absolutely delicious job in the BMW. He's taking them all to Funktown. He's getting down. Get down, get down. Diddly, diddly, get down, get down. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. But it's the Aston Martin that's making action-packed moves. No, 59s for the Beamer. Only can't crack into the 159s, can the Aston Martin right now. Fat, heavy tanks, though, against a half-filled BMW. GT Racer, don't forget, he's still in this race. He just took a pit stop. That's all. He'll be back. He's lost a second to Fred Dude, who's on the soft tyre, but they're half-worn, because remember that Gen X does not like... It's not eco-friendly, doesn't like rubber. Or maybe it is eco-friendly and just destroys rubber within seconds. In the chat, Ethan Graham saying we are on strategy A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc., etc. And Ethan also saying even Ferrari wishes they had our strategy team. I think Ferrari just wishes they had a strategy team. Come in the pits. Don't come in the pits. Oh, you're already in the pit lane. Why are you coming in the pits? Ooh. Right, turn the lights on. We're nearly at the hour mark. I might have to clock off for 10 minutes. I could take you outside again. Wasn't that fun? Nibbles is into the pits. That puts Nano Marinello up into the lead. How far behind is Hairy Mop? He's coming into Casio right now. Coming around the final corner with Nibbles, though. We saw him not lose a position last time he pitted, but it looks like Hairy Mop may gain second place. He's still in the pits, and Hairy Mop goes by on the track. He is not too far behind as well. Nibbles comes out of the pit lane. The pit lane nice and dry now with not having any spinners on that piece of road, and it's Hairy Mop into second spot in the BMW. Points galore here are on standing for everyone. Nibbles then in the Aston Martin, staying firmly in the shout of this race. Whew. 3/4 of a tank, don't forget, for Jerry, with Nano Marinello nearly on empty. He's going to have to pit soon. Hairy Mop's got half a tank. Nibbles has got way over 3/4. He's going for a long stint, this one. I'm surprised he put the soft tyres on, but he can make softs last a ridiculous amount. And Nibbles now saying, go, go, Sonic Boom. He's only 2 seconds behind Hairy Mop. Hairy Mop cannot make any mistakes here. And yes, let's recognise, preach, that we have an American 1-2 going on here. The Yanks are taking over, god damn it. We thought they couldn't turn right, but it turns out they can turn right, or some of them can turn right. And right now, Nano Marinello is turning right into the pits. Hairy Mop then cracks on. Is he going to be in the lead? No, he's not. 30 seconds, he can't be. That would be staggering, because where was Harry Mop? He was kind of third, fourth. Jelly. Jelly. Alright, I just like saying it like that. It just sounds like he's like saying some girl's name in French. Jelly. That skunk that likes the cat. Oh, my Jelly. Harry Mop then has come into the pits. So Nano Maranello into the pits, out and into the lead. No sweat whatsoever, sir. Nibbles out there, 6.7 seconds behind the Chevrolet. Oh my, it's tight. Then we've got Shirley. He's in the Aston Martin, giving it big balls. Big balls, I say. He's not got the pace of the guys ahead of him, but he's got the strategy. And GT Racer there in fourth. If you got the money, think it would be funny. Take your girl, spend a little of your cash on me. Then she won't be happy. You'll be lonely. And I could take her out pretty much the next day for free. And all the beeper boys go ooh ooh la 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 la, ding da da ba doo ba, beeba, chicken a bambo hey. So GT Racer on it. The Clockwork Motorsports guys are absolutely on it, aren't they? Fourth and fifth on good strategies at this point in the race. Shadow in the Audi, dreaming of rain, and it does look murky out there. I'm not writing off that we might not get another wave of the wet stuff, you know. So let us prepare ourselves. It wouldn't be a surprise to me. It still looks overcast and grey and gloomy out there. So at any minute I am expecting more rain. More rain. That's what she said. Who's she? Megan. She said to Harry, I want you to be more rain. I'm married to be queen. A doop doop da, deep a doop da, doo da ba ba doo ba.
Radar is dry at the moment.
Ah, there you go.
We are always racing together in the same room, and same rig, so one of us is playing engineer with the calculator.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love it. I love it. I love it. There's a team effort in the same room. That's what we want. That's what we need, although that rig must get some hammering. Do you sit there when he's slinging the wheel, when he's really giving it some brakes, do you sit there squinting, like thinking, oh, easy, they're not cheap, man. So Speedy Man Charles says radar is dry at the moment, so no rain to come. And Frequency says we're always racing together in the same room, same rig, so one of us is playing engineer with the calculator. I like it. I like it, boys.
Proper sweaty by the time I get in.
Oh yeah, that's like sitting on the toilet seat at work after someone's been on there. It's warm and you just don't want to think about it. Oof, you just want to think that's warm, not that's warm, not wet. So Nano Maranello leading the way, unbelievable driving from all contenders today. Nibbles for Stacilla Racing, they've got the calculator out. They're going to win this one by math, and they're going to take the fight to Nano Maranello. Shirley, the other French Finnish person. It's not French. I just keep saying his name like the bloody skunk from the old Cartoon Network or whatever they were called. Looney Tunes. Oh, Shirley. So Shirley doing a great job. He's got a half a tank of fuel. He's only 7 seconds behind his fellow countryman. Doesn't seem to be getting the 159s like the Nano Maranello. Ooh, misses. Nano Maranello's pushed it right into the 58s. He's going supersonic. He's absolutely throwing out the rule book, and he's making an American car look fast. And he's American.
Great pace around here.
And Frequency in the chat. Frequency loving it. It says Nano has great pace around here. He's got unbelievable pace. He's kicking it. He's kicking it. like we have never seen before. Nibles, he's got a challenge on his hands today with the Scuderia Chiara. It's going to be frantic come the end of this race. We're nearly at the halfway mark. Jury is in third place, only 8.3 seconds, but he cannot dip under the 2-minute marker. And GT Racer in the fight as well, don't forget. My God, even Hairy Mop has got a chance. And I tell you what, if rain comes, I wouldn't count out Shadow in that Audi. But the Audi a lot more comfortable in the rain than it is on dry tack. But at the moment, not doing bad in 6th place. We had some Fred Dude from downwards. They've all had damage issues. They were carrying damage for a long stint in the first part. And Fred Dude at the moment in 7th spot, with 8th for Evil Dragon, who's killing those tyres. The Gen X, really not a friend of rubber. And Splash in the Mercedes, just ahead of Cubic Bubbles, the other Mercedes. It's just a shame, the Mercedes. I think these are the cars that people want to swap. I think they want to swap the Genesis X and the Mercedes over, because they've turned into pigs since the last, what's the name? I don't know, update, that's it. But I don't know what cars they can choose. Whatever's on offer, I suppose, and they lose half their points. Is it worth it? So there's big questions to be asked after this race, and it's a short break, I think, between this race and the next race. I mean, the next race is straight after this one. It's race 2. Let's have a look at that calendar, shall we? Do you want to... Dragon's Trail Seaside for 3 hours on May the 20th. So yeah, next weekend. That really isn't giving them much. Oh my God, I've just seen that we've got Nürburgring GP after that. Why do people just keep putting that track on their calendars? So many tracks to choose from. And everyone goes for Nürburgring. I know, it's weird. There's 2 tracks on that I just never understand. Nürburgring and Red Bull Ring. Just 2 nothing tracks. See, I've got this theory now that if F1 races at a track, means that track is no longer any good. Means that track is not fit for racing. So Suzuka though, no, fair play, because Suzuka's still a good track, but I'm surprised F1 still go there. In all fairness, with the rain, they can't race. They don't want. They like to drive diggers onto the track while there's Gasly's driving around. It's yeah, I'm surprised they still go there. But yeah, on a whole, I think if F1 favours a track, it means that track isn't any good anymore, because F1s can't race on real tracks, only specially designed tracks that don't hurt them. Let's have a run through, and then I'm going to have a quick, swift break. Nano Maranello is leading 9.5 seconds. He's got the pace. He's got money. But he's got the pace. Nibles playing the long game, we suspect, making that fuel last. He did 58 to prove that he could do a 58. But he's gone back into the 2 minutes now, and I think he is probably trying to stretch out, elongate his stints to try and overtake Nano Maranello by math. He is there. He's there, but his tyres are dead, and he's still got a shed load of fuel, and I think that's why we're seeing them only half filling their cars, because the tyres will not last as long as the fuel tank. But him carrying that fuel means that he doesn't have to be in the tank, in the pit stop, very long. He's 7.5 seconds ahead of GT Racer. He's doing 2 minutes as well, but he's got good tyres, not great fuel. So they're both in their own predicaments right now. Harry Mott 5th, he's got good fuel, he's got good tyres. Everything's going swimmingly. He's 7.8 seconds behind GT Racer, but we suspect the 2 ahead of him are going to pit well ahead of him. Shadow on the comeback, but his fuel is not looking hopeful. He's 16.5 seconds behind 5th place, and only 4.5 seconds ahead of Fred Dude in the Genesis, whose tyres are not doing too bad, and he's in the 58. So Fred Dude coming to life in the middle of the race. And then we got Splash in the Merc ahead of Evil Dragon, that's been battered by Mercedes today. And then we've got Cubic Bubbles being one of the Mercedes battering the Genesises. None of his fault. I've cleared that up earlier in the stream. So who shall we watch? Nano Maranello for a bit. Is there anyone closer? There is no one. I suppose Fred Dude is closing in on Shadow. Shadow's racing mediums. Yeah, we'll go on board with Dude Fred. I'll tell you what, we'll go alongside him. I say, I'll probably take the controller with me and still do a little bit of this. Have a drink. So Jelly's gone into the pits. That's not what I was expecting. That's not. His tyres are done though. And GT Racer moves up, and I thought he would be the first one into the pits because of his fuel. Anyway, let's go back to Fred Dude. He was only 2.8 seconds behind Shadow, and Shadow might sling that one into the pit lane. Just because he's losing so much time at the moment to Fred Dude. He doesn't, so I was wrong. Right then, let's go. I've got to lock the conservatory door as well. It's not just for a fag break, because the conservatory door's wide open. And the rabbits were put away because foxes will eat it. Weren't they, a shaggy little daft rabbit? Hey? Someone will eat you, won't they? And you're my dinner. You're my dinner. I'm not letting no fox eat you, big boy. No, oh no, you're going to be lovely. Lovely and tasty. Apparently, to skin a rabbit is one cut. One cut. All up its butt, all up its belly to its throat, and then apparently you can just pull the skin right off. Like a banana peel. Pop it in a pot and boil it. Delicious. I'd say it's vegetarian as well because they only eat grass. It's like cows as well, they're only vegetarian. I wouldn't eat an animal that eats animals, that's disgusting. I eat pigs. Pigs eat animals, don't they? Right. So we're on board. Let's have a look. We're on board with Fred Dude, who's catching up Shadow right now. I wonder what Group does during this. I bet he's outside. Sitting in the garden, just chilling with a beer. Looking at his watch, thinking, are they done yet? How is he hosting a whole championship and not even taking part in a single race? It's crazy. So there goes Shadow. We said he'd probably come into the pits pretty soon. His tyres were starting to go there. Fred Dude then moving up into fifth place as I think GT Racer goes in as well. GT Racer just behind. Comes out the pit lane just behind Fred Dude. How far behind Fred Dude is 4 seconds behind you. Hey. Sorry. I'm back on the controller, so we're hopping again. So, yeah, he's just pitted though, and he look, set of mediums, full tank of fuel. He did top up, even though he had half a tank already. Hairy Mop, still doing well. I mean, Nibbles and Nano Maranello are in a race of their own. Nano Maranello's ready for a pit stop. So Nibbles is going to retake the lead, is he? Yeah, 9 seconds, easily. Hairy Mop might move back up to second, you never know. Well, what time mark are we at? We're at 61 minutes into the race, nearly 62 minutes, over halfway. Nano Maranello into the pits. Nibbles will retake the lead, or he'll take over the lead. He has had the lead before, but it was again just through pit stops and at the beginning of the race. So Nibbles into the lead of the race. Great stuff with Nano Maranello in the pits. Hairy Mop. It's just getting to Casio, so Nano Maranello should get out. There he goes. He started moving now in the Puma Chevy, and he is out onto track before Hairy Mop even gets into the final corner. And Jolie chasing Hairy Mop down. Fred Dude on the move. Look at that, 3.7 seconds behind, but he's got GT Racer who's just fresh out the pits, chasing him down. Now a lot of them are opting to go onto the mediums. We saw Shadow pit in just ahead of Fred Dude, and Cubic Bubbles trying to come back in this race, having a race with Splash. Oh, the two Mercs have had a bump. The two Mercs having a bump with each other, and Evil Dragon says, I know what that's like, and he comes through. Did Splash pick up damage? He did. Did Cubic? No, Cubic's car is built out of something. That stuff that Wolverine's made out of. Is it adamantium metal? But yeah, Cubic Bubbles is unbreakable. So far, we had about 20 minutes of rain at the beginning of this race, but it dried up and it's been dry ever since. Nibbles and Nano Marinello are duking it out for the lead, taking it in turns on different strategies. We can't work out what the winning strategy is between the two of them so far. Nano Marinello just coming in, he's just been in, he's put a brand new set of softs. He's going all softs, medium fuel tanks all the way. Nibblers went about 3/4 of a tank and set as soft, so he's going for longer stints. So we think Nibbles is going to try and do a pit stop less than Nano and Marinello to get the win, because he doesn't seem to have the pace. He has done a 58, but Nano Marinello's nearly done a 57. I mean, it's ridiculous pace Nano Marinello showed around here. The Beamer of Hairy Mop is there in third, but my God, the podium is up for grabs. Anyone can have it today. We're talking Shadow, GT Racer, even Fred Dude in these latter parts of the race, although he needs fuel now. And he's going to go in, and that's going to give the position to GT Racer. Whoa, GT Racer sliding through that final corner, really pushing on a set of medium tyres. And Shadow, is he going to get that position? He's not, you know. I think Fred Dude might get back out before the Audi comes around. And Cubic Bubbles, he's been in it today, and he's been all deep in it today as the Valvoline Mercedes with Evil Dragon. Evil Dragon's got some damage at the front there. His tyres are pretty worn. And there we have Splash. Oh, and he'd only just pitted as well, though. He'd only just pitted and he's picked up damage. He must be screwing. Absolutely screwing in that car. Nibbles, meanwhile, cracking on, staying with Plan B. As that Nano Marinello scrambles to find a bit more pace. He's gonna have to try and get a lead, at least a pit stop ahead of Nibbles, because I think Nibbles is gonna go for it. Stacilla Racing, are going to try and do one stop less. That is my theory on the thing. These fab brakes take ages to talk too much, that's why. We should just have silence. Shall we? Shall we get inside Nano Marinello's car, see if he's going to do us a 57? In silence. Here we go. Sup, I'm back, and it looks like Nibbles has gone into the pits. I've just got the phone. So this is where Nano Marinello's got to work on that pit stop, and he's got to work on a huge lead ahead of Nibbles. He really has, because I think Nibbles is he's on a clever one here. He's on a clever strategy, and he's aiming to do some trouble in the stratosphere. So let's have a look at the outside of the car. Sorry about that. Nature called as well as needing a cigarette, so it was extended. It wasn't meant to be that long. God, was it nearly 11 minutes? I do apologise. Oh dear, there's probably no one watching. Let's have a look. Oh no, there's 8 of you. Well, me included, 7 of you. Hi you guys, how you all doing? Sup, give us a big yo in the chat. Come on. Let's get it going here. Let's get a chain. Let's get a Mexican wave going in the chat stream. I love it. So Nano Marinello is leading by 23.5 seconds. Nibbles has just pitted with he in the Aston Martin, looking very strong. He's on the set of mediums now. Nibbles put on a mediums and full tank. Is he going to try and go all the way to the end? Can he go all the way to the end on that? There's our first wave. Well done. Thank you very much. Hey-ho from Frequency. See, we've got it going on now. And yeah, so Nibbles, medium tyres. Ah, but it's a heavy car, not much grip. He's fighting with the McLaren. Fighting that McLaren, the 118s, to Silla Racing, the championship leaders, by a good. And the speed a bigger margin. Their next threat is Clockwork AequepaX, whom I believe, I've got a feeling that it's Harry Mop. I'm not sure. I think that's the Apex car. I think the Chevy is the Apex. I think the Vertex is the Beamer. I wish they'd write it on there. I bet it is written on there somewhere. If it's on there, it's hard to read it. You might say it on that rear quarter. They're only 7.6 seconds. They might... I'm not sure. I could go into the other part of Discord, the word part, but it's so... It means I'd have to come out of the table and then go somewhere else. I haven't even told you the table yet. I'll just keep giving hints to it. So Silla Racing, who's Nibbles, they're leading the championship by 139 points. Speedbots Motorsport, whom aren't here today, are on 98 points. Then, I think, GT Racer, who's 4th at the moment in this race, is for Clockwork AequepaX. They're 3rd on 80 points. They're 18 points behind Speedbots. They will easily get 18 points back this weekend, this event, this round. Harry Mop for Clockwork Vertex. But it's next in the table is Nano Marinello. They're 4th, Scuderia Chiara on 75 points. They're 15 points, no, 5 points, behind Clockwork AequepaX. So a win for them would be stunning. Now, look, Nano Marinello needs to pit stop already. Nibbles, we think, is out there for the long stint. I'm not sure you can take it all the way. I don't think any human being could take that tank all the way to the end. But it's interesting. Nano Marinello's fuel is flashing. His go-go juice is going, nearly gone. Joely is 3rd, looking good, but GT Racer and Harry Mop both lay claim to that podium. But Harry Mop is a little bit far from the action. GT Racer is right there. 8/10. What happened? 2 minute for Joey. GT Racer will be in before Joey. On board with GT Racer for Clockwork Motorsports. And I think nice for AequepaX. I'm not sure. The Beamer might be AequepaX. Do you know what? I'll go and bloody check, okay? Just for you. It means if I go all the way up to the Google bloody documents and start looking at people's names. But it's worth it. No, I'm not interested. The teams. And they're right at the bottom of the teams. It's like bloody right then. So I'm looking for
This might get really tight against Nano Marinello.
There's no full throttle. Oh no, Evil Dragon's here, isn't he? Evil Dragon, sorry. It's going to be very tight with Nano Marinello. He's in the pits now. I'm trying to find your clockwork. Oh, Vertex is the Chevy, sorry. So the Beamer is the Apex. So the wrong team is in front. Harry Mop should be in front of GT Racer for the team, for the table. Nano Marinello into the pits. He's doing those short bursts, half a tank of fuel, soft tyres. Nibbles has gone for medium tyres. He hasn't quite got that pit stop. He's out ahead. But again, half a tank of fuel and softs. He's got to build it all up again. And this come the end of the race, this is going to be very tight. And Jay is very much in the action, and GT Racer as well. Look how tight it is at the top 4. It says 20 seconds to 18 seconds. It's not a lot, you know, covering these guys. GT Racer having a look at Jay with Harry Mop in the action as well, not too far behind. Fred Dude 17 seconds behind that action, but this is the walking wounded down here. They're all the ones that had some sort of damage. Evil Dragon for the full throttle racing guys, struggling with the Genesis and the batterings, with Splash in the Mercedes, trying to keep it on the grey stuff. 8 seconds behind Cubic Bubbles, who on a whole has had a great race. A couple of bumps along the road, but not bad at all. And Shadow in the Audi just wishes it was wet, because it seems that Audi works beautifully in the rain. And it's Fred Dude who is the story today, the driver of the day, that's dragged that car from the back all the way up into 6th place. And if a bit of more fortune went his way, he could have been in this fight that we got for the podium here, all the way down to Harry Mop. Unbelievable stuff. GT Racer really is laying it hard on Jai. And I think Jai is trying to get this car as deep into this race as he can. We've got 42 minutes left on the clock. He's going for the move. He's going for the move. In Spoon, it's a wiggle. It's a wiggle, and I don't think Jai appreciated the heavy-handedness of that overtake from GT Racer, but GT Racer is determined to get on with his race. They're coming up to the Finnish driver, giving him the Finnish flash down the straight, saying, look, more space. It's a wide bit of road, but GT Racer cares not. He has got a business to get on with, and now he's got a lapped car to get by, and this is going to give Jai every chance to get back into this one. Where did the lap car go? Did he pit? It wasn't Splat. Yeah, he did. Sorry, he went into the bits. So Marinello 7 seconds ahead of Nibbles. He's on the softs with half a tank of fuel. Nibbles 3/4 of a tank, medium tyres now. He's on. He stopped with about 45 minutes left on the clock. No. Yeah, about 8 minutes ago. 8 minutes ago, he's used up 1/4 of a tank. So going by that, he's got 24 minutes. He's got one more pit stop to make. Nano Marinello's probably got two possibly. GT Racer in the thick of the action with Jay chasing him in the Aston Martin. Not happy with the racing conduct, but GT Racer will be in before the Aston Martin. Then Harry Mop in the Beamer. Ooh, look at this, the lobby struggling. An hour and 20 minutes into this race, and the cars are looking positively shaky. Not the ones down here though, it's the ones close together it's struggling with. So a Shadow holding on to 7th place. He's with Garage 96. Splash nearly a minute down on Shadow now, but he's only 7 seconds. We've got a nice little battle down here. Cubic's just making his pit stop. So Evil Dragon, he's got half a tank of fuel. Soft, 7 seconds behind Splash. Splash is on half a tank. Soft, so yeah, they're all around similar. And that's Nibbles just getting a lap done on Splash there as he chases down Nano Marinello. But he's not chasing down Nano Marinello because he's doing it, he's taking it easy because he's looking after his fuel, lad. And he's hoping that Nano Marinello is going to puff himself out with too many pit stops. GT Racer ready for a pit stop, and JE is ready for him to do one into the pits as well. So Hairy Mop though is starting to catch up. It's a 2015. Those medium tyres are giving up too much for the Finnish Aston Martin driver, and now the BMW American is catching him up. Fred Dude cracking on as always, just ahead of Shadow, but Shadow's, oh no, Shadow's going to have to make a pit stop pretty soon. And Fred Dude, he's got a pit stop in his future, but maybe not for a lap or two. Nano Marinello, he's got to push that Puma Chevy for Scuderia Chiara as much as he can. Nibbles pushing him all the way as he gets himself past the lapped car of Splash. GT Racer just ahead of the Aston Martin, who's only just ahead of Hairy Mop. And Hairy Mop's going to come out better because GT Racer is imminently coming into the pits on them tatty old mediums, and you know, the Aston Martin, the amount of time he's lost, but he might be playing the long game. I'm not sure. He might. It might be wise for him to follow GT Racer into the pits, you know, because I think these are the guys he's racing. This is the last podium position between these three: GT Racer, G, and Hairy Mop. Is your final podium positions, and they're very close on track, although GT Racer has to make an earlier pit stop than the other two. Hairy Mop seems to be able to go longer, so Hairy Mop in a stronger position than the other two. And there you see G losing the grip of the car in the fast corner, and GT Racer, oh, he's going to run out of fuel, you know. He has. Look how slow he's going. He's going extremely slow. Where's the camera? Get the camera on in your bloody useless game. Yeah, I think he ran out of fuel going into the pits there. Lost huge amount of times. And the Aston Martin whipped by him before the pit lane. And so did Hairy Mop. And Hairy Mop closing right up on the finished driver. Fred Dude, 25 seconds behind, but he's going to have to come in next time around. Shadow also is going to have to bring it in pretty soon. Is he going to risk another lap on that fuel, or is he going to bring it in? Oh, that camera is crap in front of the pits. Really is. It's the worst. So Fred Dude then in fifth, but he's got to make a pit stop himself. GT Racer comes out of the pits. He's put medium tyres on, and just over 3/4 of a tank. He's caught up a back marker. He's given him a little flash and made his way by. Oh, the camera angles at Suzuka are dismal, I've got to say. It's just, they don't snap quick with the car. They just stare at an empty track. It's ridiculous. Shadow then did pit into, oh god, that's wrong. Oh, wait up, what's we got here? What was that? Where was that? Hairy Mop and G. But we know, oh, he's going to stay out, isn't he? See, I said I thought the Finnish driver might follow GT Racer into the pits, and he's got run out of track there. Oh my. Hairy Mop could have probably afforded him a little bit more track there. It was only a quick flash that I saw. But yeah, the Aston Martin really struggling with grip. So it might have been just no grip there. It was quick. I saw what happened quick. They were side by side, and there was no contact, but I don't think there was a lot of room either. So Hairy Mop then continues on his way, and Nibbles crosses the line in second place, 15 seconds behind. Nano Marinello has pulled up now. And I mean, let's face it, Nano Marinello, he's only been on that fuel tank for like 5 minutes. Wasn't it? 10 minutes maybe at best. And he's used a quarter of it already. He's built up 15 seconds though. But it's going to be so tight. It's going to be so tight. Let's have a look at the chat. Frequency saying This might get really tight against Nano Marinello. I think it is. I think it's very tight. Right then, so Fred Dude is finally in. That's put GT Racer back up. Now is GT Racer going to try and take that tank to the end? Seems, yeah, well, they were getting about 30 minutes in the rain, so I think it's 35 minutes is a little bit too much. I think Nibbles will have to pit. Look, he's down to half a tank. So Nibbles will have to do a little splash and dash onto a set of medium tyres. And we think Nano Marinello, I said, yeah, he might have another couple of pit stops, you know. He might have to make one every 20 minutes. Which means... no, it still doesn't work. I'm not sure. Nano Marinello might have to fill up come the end of this race and go for a long stint. He's not done a long stint yet. But I just think there's too many pit stops in his future. He might lose third place to Harry Mop, and he still hasn't pitted yet. He's lost so much time. Do you know when I said he should have pitted at the same time as GT Racer? I stand by it. I stand by it. He's lost so much time to Harry Mop. Harry Mop has pulled an exceptional amount of time away from the Aston Martin, and GT Racer is coming to get him. It's coming to get him. Fred Dude, been in, got out again, hasn't been bothered by anyone. Shadow's pitted as well. And he's 9 seconds ahead of Splash, whom is yet to pit. Evil Dragon trying to make the best of it, and AequepaX must have recently pitted 3 laps ago, 4 laps ago. And the Marinello then, what is to be? He's got up to 17 seconds. He is having to maintain an absolute ridiculous pace to try and win this race. He's really having to Schumacher this one. This was Schumacher's style, just going out and just sprinting like buggery. And Nibbles playing it cool like Hakkinen. God, there's some old names. I bet none of the people racing probably know those. They probably know them as legends, but I actually saw the guys race. That's how old I am. I've seen the mountains grow. Harry Mop then in third. Is that his third place? We've got the Finnish driver in the Aston Martin and the American in the Chevy. Well, we've got 2 Americans in Chevys, but GT Racer in the Chevy. We've got an argument against Harry Mop getting that. Although it's good for Clockwork Motorsport if GT Racer doesn't end up ahead of the Beamer. Fred Dude, best of the rest, really has put in a shift down there. Shadow just needed more rain, and it looks like it's the furthest thing that's going to happen in this last 30 minutes of this race. I think that we've seen the rain come, go, and do its thing. Bless him. That Mercedes is just no good. Evil Dragon as well, not happy with that Genesis, destroying its tyres after, well, how many laps has he done? Barely any, isn't it? 6 laps. 6 laps, look at the state of his tyres. Now Marinello then, fuel is flashing. Nearly 20 seconds, that's less than he had last time. Nibbles keeping it easy, keeping it steady. Keeping the fuel consistent. Harry Mop, quarter of a tank of fuel. Now Jay's gone in, and now it's the battle, in it. GT Racer just ahead of the, well, he got himself past the Aston. No, oh, yeah, no, it might have been the Beamer that he got past. Yeah, a frequency saying the Genesis is atrocious on tyres. Would you lose half your points though? Would you lose half your championship points to change car? I suppose just for a second half fun of the season. So GT Racer moves ahead of Fred Dude, too far back to get a difference. Medium tyres, full tank, and that, my friends, is intention to go all the way. GT Racer hasn't got the fuel to go all the way, and yes, the Aston Martin, he's going to lose more time. GT Racer could pull out a pit stop on the Aston Martin. It's heavy on fuel. Fred Dude 15 seconds behind. Harry Mop then. Oh, big slide for Harry Mop, trying to get down on the accelerator there. Nibbles going as deep into the end of this race as he possibly can, and he's doing good with fuel. Nano Maranello is out. He's going to have to come back into the pits. That isn't. Surely he's got to fill up at some point, and he's got to put more fuel. It's not going to work for him. Nibbles is just somewhere between a quarter and a half a tank of fuel. We've got 29 minutes on the clock, and Nibbles is doing amazing things with that fuel tank. Hairy Mop is doing good, but the two guys behind, although GT Racer has picked up a penalty, the two guys behind him are going to be getting better laps in. There goes Nano Maranello into the pits. Nibbles takes the lead. This race is lit, bruv. So that's Nibbles, 5 seconds, 6 seconds ahead this time of Nano Maranello. Now, what's Nano Maranello done? He's still going half a tank of fuel and racing softs. That's still not enough, is it? That's not going to get him to the end of the race. He's going to have to pit again. I don't know. And Ethan saying, yes, we do lose 50% of our points. And yes, we are looking at changing the car. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, I suppose you're not scoring anything, are you? Really? You're not making deep impacts into this race. So the championship's not there. You may as well just have fun for the rest of the season in a faster car, or a car that doesn't kill its tyres. So, wow, I still can't get over it. My head's squeezing. My head's squeezing too hard for Nano Maranello. He's going to catch Nibbles, yes. He's going to get past Nibbles, most likely. He's going to pull away from Nibbles, definitely. But then he's going to have to pit again. And that's no good. That's no good, because Nibbles, he's done amazing with his fuel. It's going to be a splash and dash. He's going to put a set of softs on and a quarter of a tank of fuel at the end of this race, and he's just going to bolt. He's going to take Nano Maranello's fastest lap from him and go for all the points. Who got pole? I can't remember. It might have been Nano Maranello, actually. Hairy Mop wants that final podium position, and he's got every chance of getting it. GT Racer made that earlier stop, but we think he may have to stop again before the end of the race. The Aston Martin driver, the Finnish Aston Martin driver, filled up to go all the way, we believe, to the end. Did someone just pit? A Splash has pitted. Fred Dude is going to have to make another pit before the end, but he's 40 seconds ahead of Shadow, who I think may have to make another pit stop as well. Splash coming in. Is this for the last time? Is he going to top it up, medium tyres, and just bring it all the way? Evil Dragon got no tyres whatsoever on that bad boy, and he's bringing it in. Is he going to fill it up and go? Although the tyres won't go all the way to the end. And Cubic Bubbles will be pitting himself pretty soon. That's the order of things. Nibbles still maintaining roughly 5 seconds ahead of Nano Maranello. I thought he was going to rock right up to the back of the McLaren instantly, but it's he's building to it. He's building to it. Okay, don't watch it. So Hairy Mop ready for his pit stop, and then it's going to be who and where with GT Racer and G. And what will Hairy Mop do? Will he top it up? Although 26 minutes, it's not quite a full tank. Soft tyres to go to the end, which that's what probably GT Racers opting to do. It's doing okay though, 59s. On a set of used mediums, half a tank of fuel left, 25 minutes on the clock. Nibbles down into a quarter of a tank, 3.6 seconds ahead of Nano and Maranello. He's catching him. He is catching him very, very swiftly. A pit stop each from these guys, do we think? I honestly thought Maranello would be tempted to chuck a whole tank in that one and just bring it home to count off Nibbles, hoping for him to have that extra pit stop. But it's happening in front of our very eyes. Hairy Mop then, he's going to be into the pits. That definitely is going to be GT Racer up into third, and I don't think the Aston Martin's going to be able to do it, but GT Racer possibly. He's doing alright with that fuel though. I was going to say we'll have to stop before the end of the race. Hairy Mop into the pits then, and Fred Dude half a tank, I think. I'm starting to question the half a tank thing. Oh no, Splash! He's just pitted. It didn't top him up. Oh, poor bugger. Poor bugger. I've seen many a time a man go into the pits, do everything right, and the computer just says no, and it doesn't top his fuel up. Hairy Mop now. Let's hope his game does not glitch in the similar fashion. GT Racer then up into third place, and this is a conundrum for, whoa, there's full throttle racings. Genesis X coming through. Fred Dude, not Fred Dude, sorry, Evil Dragon getting out of the way as well. Evil Dragon up into 8th from a very bad race. Splash does get to the pits, blessing, double pit stop for AXR. That is just cruel, GT7, cruel. Frequency then says we both have to pit once more, and Nano is in softs right now and has great pace. We'll be tight. Hey, Jimbo in the chat saying, evening thingy, how are you? Glad to see GT7 still has its lag. Yes. And Jim saying, I've done that, no fuel. I feel for him. Yeah, I remember it happening to you. You were who I thought of, Jimbo. As it happened, Jim66. The unluckiest sim racer. He's got so much pace. Never no luck. He's the Nico Hulkenberg of racing. So Nibbles then half a second now. Nano Maranello. And I've got to say, Nano Maranello, since making his pit stop, that fuel hasn't gone down as quickly as I thought it would, but still, yes. Another pit stop is on the cards for Nano Maranello. Nibbles pushing on, but he's going to have to come into the pits as well. GT Racer also another pit stop in this race for him. Hairy Mop has put enough fuel and medium tyres to go all the way like our friend Jai did. So I think GT Racer is going to struggle with that podium position, because Hairy Mop only 6 seconds behind, and that is how Clockwork Orange Motorsports, hang on. Clockworks Motorsports are swapping their drivers around. 6 seconds though behind Hairy Mop. 2 minute point 5. What was this lap time for him? 2 minutes point 3. Hairy Mop doing, oh, that was an out lap, and he's gone wide. Oh no, come on Hairy Mop, you've got the Aston Martin catching you up at a rate of knots. My good golly gosh. And you've got Evil Dragon wants to unlap himself. He can't be held up. He's racing nobody, actually. He's just racing for fun. Fred Dude 45 seconds ahead of Shadow. So let's have a look. Nibbles is 7/10 ahead of Nano Maranello, but he's ready for a pit stop. Nano Maranello's going to crack on, try and build up a pit stop. He's still got enough fuel for a splash and dash near the end. Oh my word. My heart can't take this. GT Racer, quarter of a tank of fuel. The medium's starting to look very old and tired. Hairy Mop slipping back into the Aston Martin of the Humble Guys Racing Team Finland. And then we've got Fred Dude all on his own, 12 seconds behind the guys ahead of him, hoping some sort of disaster happens for him so he can get into the fight. Shadow still praying for rain, possibly. Those tyres are done. Evil Dragon is in 8th, 34 seconds behind Splash after he had to double duty the pit stop. He stopped once for tyres and then he stopped again for fuel, but he had to drive around for a whole lap without fuel. Cubic Bubbles having a nightmare down here on fresh rubber, pushing hard in the Mercedes. And then Nano Maranello has got by. Oh, bummer. Sorry, guys. And Nibbles, I don't think I'll catch it, but we'll see. No chance. Sorry. But, I mean, I don't think Nibbles would probably even put a fight up for it, to tell you the truth. What's the point? He's got no tyres, he's got no fuel. And Nano Maranello is on a belter. GT Racer then, when's his pit stop coming? Hairy Mop, 5 seconds ahead of the Aston Martin. I mean, it's still tight, very tight for the podium position. I just don't think GT Racer's got to make an extra pit stop. that's going to screw him over. Fred Dude's still got to make another pit stop, and so does Shadow. Man, my oh my, Shadow's tyres. Are they swapping the Audi over, do you think? Garage 96. It'll be interesting. They've only got a week as well. We're racing again next Saturday. I said where, didn't I? Oh, Nürburgring, is it? No, Nürburgring's the one after. Where were we? Dragon's Trail. Oh, it's Seaside. Can't please me, can I like Gardens. Gardens got that cool sort of 3-4 pin turn. So Nano Maranello then, as Nibbles comes into the pits. GT Racer. He's going to need to pit at some point. Hairy Mop is counting on that one, because the Clockwork Motorsports Apex team need the points more than the Vertex team, and it's the Vertex team in third with the Apex team in fourth, being caught by the humble guys. Racing team Finland, Fred Dude for AXR Racing. Good points there for sixth, but they're going to lose a hell of a lot of points when they change over that car. And Shadow has picked up a 3-second penalty. Oh, he's had a pit stop, so maybe coming out the pits, he's gone across the line. And Evil Dragon, 31 seconds behind him. Don't think there's much he can do from there. Splash, unfortunate with the pit stops. And Cubic Bubbles, 25.5 seconds behind Splash, but he's picked up a bit of damage as well. 17, well, just under 18 minutes left of this 2-hour stint of round 4, and it's a 4-hour race, remember. Hopefully, I know it hasn't happened as of yet. Have we had a second stint? Not on YouTube, I don't think. Have we? Yeah, because I did it on the first round. Watkins Glen, I pulled a two stints. Catalonia, I don't think we did. Autopolis, we did, but it was on Twitch, and now it's on Stiggs' own YouTube, so you have to go and hunt for it. It's not on the AXR YouTube, and we'll see what we got after this, if we're going to have a second commentary. That's the fun part of the AXR Championship. You never know if that round 2 is going to show up. Look, in all fairness, he's on the other side of the country, and it's like about 5 o'clock in the morning or something for him. So, you know, don't be too hard on the dude. GT Racer, 10 seconds behind Nibbles. Nibbles, is that the pit stop? That could be the pit stop that Nano Maranello needs now. Nibbles has gone softs, a little less fuel. Oh, 33 seconds. What is it? What is a pit stop cost? It costs about 26 seconds, judging by his earlier stops. So Nano and Maranello, 26 seconds, 33 seconds ahead of Nibbles, who's pushing hard now in the McLaren. It's race on, isn't it? GT Racer is coming up to his pit stop soon, so Hairy Mop could look at that podium. He's pulled away from the Aston Martin, surprisingly. So the BMW on form at the moment is flying. And yes, it looks like Hairy Mop may get that podium for the Apex guys, the Clockwork Motorsport Apex guys. Speedy Man Charles says about 25 seconds. Yeah, that's what I said, wasn't it? 26 seconds, 25 seconds. And Nano Maranello has got 33 seconds in hand. Who's your daddy, Nibbles? Who is your daddy? That's what you got to ask yourself in a minute when you come around. Whom is your daddy? So GT Racer also needs to make a pit stop. Hairy Mop is right there as well, 3 seconds behind. GT Racer losing a lot of pace with those old medium tyres. And Hairy Mop doesn't need a pit stop. He's going to overtake him anyway. Nano Marinello's brought it in. He's brought it in. He's taken it out. And he's the daddy. Look. "15 seconds? No. Cool. That's a lot, isn't it? That's a bigger gap than I expected." So Nano Marinello in, pitted, fueled, on his way to Glory Lane, or whatever they call it, Victory Lane. 7.8 seconds. Nibbles has got to dig deep, but Nano Marinello's got those 58-second lap times that he can do. And Nibbles, we have seen touch a 58 once in a while, but mostly he's had to save fuel during this race. Hairy Mop then, GT Race has gone in, so has Fred Dude. I don't think Fred Dude, it affects him. Shadow just too far behind to make a difference. Evil Dragon as well isn't going to change places with anyone, Splash or AequepaX. So Fred Dude, GT Racer back out behind Jay, but we expected that. And by George, he's going to have to push hard. The Aston Martin is on old mediums. Nano Marinello then, superb job, 8 seconds ahead of Nibbles. And Nibbles, you've got to sit there and ask yourself, who's your daddy? Hairy Mop then, 3rd place, looks like it's his to keep. Doesn't look like the Aston Martin has the pace on the Beamer in the second part, the ending part of this race, in the last 13 minutes and 15 seconds. And it's all still to play for, though, for that podium. You never know. Set of soft tyres and GT Racer could pull out a phenomenal pace. The Aston Martin has absolutely lost all pace. It's doing 201s, 202s even. And GT Racer, if he gets it down into the 58s reg, then he's going to be all up and in the Aston Martin's busyness. Hairy Mop happy in the 2-minuters at the moment. He's not chasing Nibbles down. That's not his race. His race is that final podium position, and he's keeping his eye very closely on it. Nano Marinello, 8.4 seconds, nearly loses the Chevy in the first corner. Now, he's done all the hard work. He's got the track position. He'll be mad to throw it away by doing some ridiculous driving and let Nibbles do the push-in. 59.8 from Nibbles. Nano Marinello, 8 seconds after that wiggle down into the first corner, and it's fraught times at Scuderia Chiara and at Stasilla Racing. Frantic times at the race HQ for both teams. 8 seconds divides them, 12 minutes on the clock. It's about fast. It's about speed now. No pit stops, no nothing. It's a sprint to the flag. Hairy Mop looks like he has got that 3rd place absolutely corked up in the bottle. And the Aston Martin hasn't got good pace at the moment, and it's all down to GT Racer. GT Racer has got to pull out some phenomenal lap times. And guess what he's doing, ladies and gentlemen? We're seeing purples. We're seeing purples from the Chevy, from GT Racer, and he wants 4th. He might not be able to get that podium today, but he's darn well going to get 4th place behind his teammate. Fred Dude making that pit stop. He's obviously running to the end, and 6th, really, in all fairness, is probably the best he could have hoped for today after running at the back for so long in the Gen X that did not enjoy the rain. Shadow in the Aston Martin, on the flip side, loved the rain, but since the sun came out, has dropped like a rock for Garage 96. Evil Dragon has been battered, bashed, and binned all over this track, and he's still going in 8th place with Splash making pit stop shenanigans all over the place in 9th, and Cubic Bubbles has been clinging on for dear life, and he's just gone faster than he's gone before with a 201.4. Great stuff. Nano Marinello then, 8.6 seconds. He's not pulling away, but he's not losing time. They are matching each other. 59.4 versus 59.4. Hairy Mop, he doesn't really have much to worry about. Evil Dragon going into the pits. That's going to give Splash the position, but Splash, I think, will need to pit before the end of the race as well. And Cubic Bubbles, nah, he's too far behind. Nano Marinello, Harry Mop, it's the race here. Is this the race? GT Racer, is he got the fastest lap of the race as GT Racer at 58.094, and he has intent. He slid round that last part of that corner. You see, he had no control in that corner whatsoever. He just slung it in there and hoped for the best. So GT Racer on a push, and the Aston Martin could be in trouble. A 2:02.0 from the Aston Martin as those medium tyres get older and older for the Humble Guys racing team. And it's GT Racer is a man of action at the moment as Harry Mupp, he's just consolidating his third place with a nice steady drive to bring it on home. Nibblers has to push, but it's not doing any good because Nano Marinello has the pace in his pocket. And it's all done and dusted unless Nano and throws it off of the road. And Harry up there. 6.3 seconds now between himself and GT Racer. GT Racer driving like an absolute man possessed. A man possessed by, I don't know, some famous American driver. I know you lot have got lots of famous American drivers, but they're only famous in America. Fittipaldi, he was Brazilian. I'm trying to think of your circle racing. Oh, you had a Scottish bloke in there when I used to watch it. Oh, I just can't think of any. There's juniors as well. They're like Hicks. I'm sure there's a Tommy Hicks that's a great American racer. It sounds like him. Andretti, there you go, Mario Andretti. How could I forget? And he got into Formula One, didn't he? So yeah, sorry guys, you Americans have got some class drivers. Yeah, Mario Andretti. How could I forgot? And Newman. So Nano Marinello. Sylvester Stallone was fast as well. I remember Sylvester Stallone was really fast. And Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was really fast. You got loads of famous American racing drivers. Paul Walker, well, he's gone. Vin Diesel, he's fast. I think in the new one you've got shed loads. You've got I don't think he's American. Is that Mosa and The Rock, Dwayne Johnson? Yeah. Family, says Speedy Charles. Yes, see, loads of fast American drivers. So Nano Marinello, 10.8 seconds lead. He's pulled even more out. Nibbles, just one question, my friends. With 7 minutes to go in the race, all I need to know right now is who's your daddy? Harry Mop in third place, and he's got it sewn up. GT Racer has got it down to 3 seconds. Look at that, 2:58s in a row, and the Aston Martin has no answers. It has no answers to the Chevy's questions, and car 90 is going to gobble up car 124 that's struggling for grip. You can see the back tail end of the Aston Martin sitting wildly in that final corner as Jerry tries to put down the accelerator, and it's another half a second lost to GT Racer, and we thought GT Racer was out, man. We thought he was done with that extra pit stop, but he is coming back. Fred Dude, solid drive. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Camera can't keep up with him. Solid drive, fastest lap from him so far in the race, 58.4. He's just done 58.9. But he's just done fastest. Oh yeah. And Fred Dude, 58.9 as well. Good lap times from the Gen X. Shadow, 2-minuters in that Audi. Struggled to drive, wasn't comfortable in the dry. And the other Genesis X. Enjoy them while you can. I don't think we're going to see him after this race. Such a pretty looking car as well. It's such a shame it's a pig. Splash as well. I'm not sure we'll see the Mercs again. So say goodbye to our Mercedes friends. Nano Maranello then, 8 seconds. See Nibbles, he needed to be doing what GT Racer's doing. He needed to be doing 58 zeros. It's just not happening for him. And Nano Maranello, what, look, he did a 203. Lost a lot of time that last lap. Did he really? A 203? He did. Was that getting past a lap car? Wow. Missed that. Nibbles looks like he's back in fuel save mode, isn't he? 2-minuters. Could that be a possibility at the end of the race? No, we've got 4.5 minutes, quarter of a tank of fuel for Nano Maranello. Nibbles is half a tank of fuel, as a quarter of a tank of fuel as well. Hairy Mop, his tyres aren't looking too hot, are they, our Hairy Mops? But it looks like the Aston Martin is struggling now with GT Racer, who's come all up and across the back of the Finnish driver, and he's just going to absolutely plant it down into this first corner, isn't he? Onto the brakes, not quite. He can't get up the inside here. He's going for the inside. And the Finnish driver, oh, a little wiggle there from the Chevy. And he just can't plant it on the Aston Martin right now. And you've got to say, the Aston Martin's tyres, no. No. The Aston Martin tyres are just no. In the chat then. Ah, there you go. Speedy Man Charles saying mistake at turn 1. So that is where Nano Maranello did a 203, and oh, GT Racer all up and in the Aston Martin's face. The Aston Martin no grip whatsoever. The Finnish driver has, and like I said, no answers for the thingy. Now down and into the hairpin. The Aston Martin protecting its inside. It's got to try and get the power on coming out of the corner, and GT Racer has got the better traction. They're nearly side by side, but not quite. And the Finnish driver is really defending like a lion here. He has no defense really, and down and into Spoon, and that's when the Aston Martin ran out of grip and GT Racer took it easily. But we've still got 2.5 minutes of this race. G has got a great toe coming up towards Spoon. He's back up ahead. What the blue green buttons am I pushing? And yeah, Jay, you might want to try and stick in there, because GT Racer's tyres are getting old real quick. So the Aston Martin doing a great job getting back ahead of GT Racer. And it's a tyre war here between the medium. Friggin' move that camera. Thank you. And yeah. GT Racer all up in his business though. 2 minutes. This could be their last lap. A little bump draft there for the Finnish driver. Are they hoping to catch up Hairy Mop? I don't think so. Fuel flashing for the Aston Martin on this final lap, and I think he's going to have to let GT Racer go. He might not have to. Oh, GT Racer's had to take off to the side of the track, and it's got a little sloppy here between 4th and 5th, and they've got to regain their composure. But I don't think the Finnish driver can mount an attack now. His fuel is flashing. Nano Maranello leads the way by 8 seconds. And Nibbles could never quite get into the 58s there, could he? He got a 59.0 at one point. But just the McLaren and the Finnish driver combo just didn't have the pace that Nano Maranello. He must have had it sweet as a nut here. The setup was right. The car was right. And the strategy, as it turns out, was right. I didn't think that strategy. I thought the longer stint strategy would win out, but no. Nano Maranello then crosses the line, 45 seconds on the clock, and he starts his final lap, with Nibbles also starting his final lap. Hairy Mop, he might finish next in 3rd. No, of course not. He can get around there in 30 seconds, can't he? So Hairy Mop coming around that final corner to start his final lap. And GT Racer may be the final car. Oh, you know, yeah, I'm going to stick my neck out and say he's going to finish in 4th. So GT Racer then, it's going to be tied. It's going to be tight as GT Racer comes towards the line. And he takes... No, he does not take the flag. Does he? No, he does. In 5th place. Great drive from the Finnish driver. Fred Dude is somewhat way back. Everything's good here. Trying to see track positions. All right, I want to catch people. There we go. Fred Dude's just crossed the line. And so did Evil Dragon. Someone else, here we go. Splash is just coming up towards the line now. And Splash will be glad to see that checkered flag in the back of the Mercedes, I'd assume. And Bubbles is not going to be the next person to cross the line. It's going to be Nano Maranello. And what a great drive, we've got to say, for Nano Maranello. I think Nibblers has had to back off for fuel. And Nano Maranello, we had a battle for 2 full hours between those two. It was a high-speed game of chess, and it was all about strategy. And in the end, it was the short sprints that took the flag, and a great win for the Chevy. Hopefully we'll see it if they don't mess around with the camera. And here he comes with a celebratory wiggle. Nano Maranello takes the win with Nibblers. I think that is... and that's Nibblers getting second. Great drive there. Hairy Mop, plenty, and I think it was Cubic. Oh no, Cubic hasn't crossed the line yet, sorry. Yeah, I don't know who it was crossing the line then. So Hairy Mop coming around. Oh no, Hairy Mop's made a mistake in the final corner. Oh, no, he's the apex. They need that. They need the third. He doesn't need GT Racer coming by. No, just a mistake. Oh, they want a photo finish, and he's going slow, waiting for his teammate, but it's not going to happen. And there goes Hairy Mop for 3rd place. Great stuff. Take a boo, my son. And GT Racer bring it home for 4th. And a great drive from them as well. Great drive from all of them, let's say. Really fantastic. So I'll take you to the results and wrap it up before the next one shows. And there he is. A Nano. Great drive for Scuderia Chiara in the Chevrolet Corvette C7 GR3. The King of Suzuki, or Suzuka, sorry. Right, let's have a quick look at those results and we'll wrap this bad boy up. Nano Maranello in the Chevy. The whole American dream takes the win with a 2 hour, 1 minute and 11 second race. Or let's say 12 seconds, shall we? And his best lap was a 58.1. Nibbles takes second. So Sticilla Racing still leading that championship easily after the first part of this round. Hairy Mop, great 3rd place in the BMW with his teammate GT Racer just behind him in 4th. Then the advantage of Jai was, it seemed hard work for the Finnish driver there. To do that long stint at the end, it just didn't seem the Aston Martin wanted it. Fred Dude doing a great job in the Genesis X for where he started in the race. Shadow needed rain in that Audi because it looked so much better with a wet track. Evil Dragon having a nightmare with Mercedes's. Splash having a nightmare with pit stops. And Bubbles. Oh, I didn't know his nickname was Bubbles. Cubic Bubble. Was it? Yeah, Cubic. What was he called? Cubic Bubbles. Of course, yeah. Cubic Bubbles having a nightmare with the Mercedes. Right then. So hopefully there'll be another stream commencing shortly with another 2 hours of that race up until midnight UK time, people. Look at us. Party animals. Thank you for sticking with us on the stream. Don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell the organisers they're amazing in the comments. And yeah, we had a great race here. The rain was, well, I still would like to see longer rainy stints, but this game gets scared and shoos them off. Next week could be all change. It could blow my mind. I might be struggling to tell you who's changed cars, who's lost points. Could be all sorts of shenanigans. So don't forget to join in next week to see what is what and where. And huge congratulations to the top three, Nano Marinello, Nibbles, and Harry Mop. Grand job done by all, and GT Racer for getting the fastest lap there in 4th place. Superb stuff. Like I said, hang around. Hopefully there'll be another stream. If not, it'll be on Twitch, and you'll not have a clue unless you're in their Discord. So, aye. Thank you very, very much for joining us here at the AXR Racing Channel, whatever it's called, for the second season of the GTWEC. And be good, people, be good. Peace and love. Peace and love.